Well, good morning, Americans, Patriots. How are you doing? Christian brothers and sisters alike. Well, AstraZeneca is a big time pharmaceutical company. One of the companies that were giving out something called Covishield, which was their version of the jab for the old Charlie 19er. And for whatever reason, it didn't come here to the United States, I don't think. It was very, very rare. Um, it was big up north on the border in Canada, and it was also very big in the EU, as well as I think Australia and New Zealand. Um, don't know why it didn't make its way here. I'm thankful it didn't because this stuff has been disastrous. Well, it is also a British Swedish company. But yesterday, they're finally starting to admit that they are widely used Charlie 19er. That I'm sure a lot of athletes over in Europe use, which is why we saw a whole bunch of these world class athletes we call soccer players, aka football players in Europe, just so happen to go home to be with Jesus a lot earlier than it was expected. I gotta be careful here because I don't want these quacks on the old YT trying to take away my account again. But they're starting to admit that it can cause rare. So now they're admitting they lied. Now they're going to try to minimize a lie. Rare side effects including low platelet count and blood clots. And a lot of these batches were eventually sold to poor countries in Africa when they didn't want them anymore. And for every reason, the African countries bought them. Hopefully, they smartened up and threw these things in the garbage. And I guess a lot of stuff was produced over in India. And it's been used by 150 countries around the world, including Sweden, Britain, and India. What a shock. And if you show how that whole getting the jab went well in India, go see videos because every time those guys came to town, they were chased out with rocks and were threatened to get killed, and I can't blame them. All right, and then they're claiming that about 68% effective and protected against the so-called Charlie 19er. But they're also finding research that people could develop the old clot and low platelet count, and which could be very, very fatal. Now, a class action lawsuit has been filed in the UK, claiming that it has led to many injuries and deaths, up to I think 100 million euro for about 50 victims. This is going to set precedent over there, and it could come here, even though we have a lot of laws here that protect these big pharmaceutical giants. But all in all, you just have to ask yourself, the same people that have stopped a cure of cancer for decades, the same people that just can't find a cure for the common cold, all of a sudden came out for something that came almost overnight. Not exactly like that, not exactly overnight, but it came pretty quickly, and it developed a old jab pretty quickly. Now, and you gotta understand, since this is a man-made item, and I'm not talking about, well, I'm not just talking about the jab, I'm talking about the actual disease here. It's patented, it was created, and let's face it is a bioweapon. So the same people that probably were behind the creation of it, why would you even bother taking their crap vaccine? I mean, I've never taken the flu shot since I've been an adult. Man, I don't even remember if my parents even gave it to me as a kid, to be honest with you. But my thing was, why inject something bad into you to keep something bad from happening? It never made sense to me. And people get sick from it. Well, if you get sick from it, means it's working. Well, you know what? My immune system over the year has really gotten me the flu. And if I did have forms of it, it was very mild, and I got rid of it with just homemade remedies in a matter of hours a day sometimes. So there's a reason why God gave you an immune system. You should trust your Creator. I wouldn't trust these people at all for anything. It's not even a vaccine by their admittance. It's on their website. It's called gene therapy. And I'm telling you right now, AstraZeneca may be the first, but eventually the other three companies, Moderna, J&J, and I'm trying to figure out what's the other one. Oh, Pfizer. They're going to come out in a minute also. And I'm sure they'll try to minimize the lie in the first place, but eventually this is going to come out. Because people are going to look out for themselves. People who are behind the making of this, the selling of it, they're going to come out and they're going to try to cover their own asses here on who's to blame for it. And you're going to see quite a few whistleblowers. You're going to see quite a few people see their own ass by saying, no, this was planned. They knew of it. We warned them. They ignored it. They wanted to make money. It's coming. I'll have links down below in the description box. What's your opinion? I'd like to know. Leave your comments below. Keep the country in prayer. Keep Donald Trump in prayer. Jesus Christ is still king. God's in control. And we'll talk to you later.